Raju, Dev Anand, a freelance guide, who earns his living by taking tourists to historic sites. The movie starts with Raju being released from jail. And then the story runs in flashback. One day, a wealthy and aging archaeologist Marco comes to the city with his young wife Rosie. Waheeda Rehman, the daughter of a courtesan. Marco wants to do some research on the caves outside the city and hires Raju as his guide. He discovers a new cave and ignores Rosie. Udharan. While Marco devotes himself to the discovery of the cave, Raju takes Rosie on a tour and appreciates her dancing ability and innocence. Raju learns about Rosie's background as a daughter of a prostitute and how Rosie has achieved respectability as the wife of Marco, but at a terrible cost. She has had to give up her passion of dancing since it is unacceptable to Marco. Meanwhile, Rosie tries to commit suicide by consuming poison. Marco, upon knowing the incidents, returns from the caves to see Rosie and gets furious on Rosie after seeing her alive. He tells Rosie that her act of committing suicide was a drama. Otherwise she would have consumed more sleeping pills so that she could really have died. On returning to caves which were discovered, Rosie learns that Marco is spending time and enjoying the company of a native tribal girl. Rosie is mad at Marco and both indulge in a serious heated discussion, and then Rosie leaves the caves and again wants to end her life. But Raju calms her by saying that committing suicide is a sin, and that she should live to pursue her dream. She finally says goodbye to the relation of being the wife of Marco. But now she needs support and a place to live. It is here that Raju takes her to his home. Rosie is considered a prostitute too by Raju's community, as classical dancing traditionally was related with prostitute at royal court, which leads to many problems, including his mother and her brother insisting that Rosie be kicked out. Raju refuses and his mother leaves him. His friend and driver also falls out with him over Rosie. Raju loses his business and the entire town turns against him. Undeterred by these setbacks, Raju helps Rosie embark on a singing and dancing career, and Rosie becomes a star. As she rises as a star, Raju becomes dissolute, gambling and drinking. Marco comes back on the scene, trying to win Rosie back. He brings flowers and has his agent ask Rosie to release some jewelry which is in a safe deposit box. Raju, a bit jealous, does not want Marco to have contact with Rosie and forges Rosie's name on the release of the jewels. Meanwhile, Rosie and Raju drift apart due to Rosie's incomprehensible behavior when she tortures Raju by not obliging him a caring hug even, and asks him to leave her room else she says she will have to go out. Before this, they also had a discussion about how a man should live when Rosie remembers Marco and tells Raju that Marco was probably correct when he used to say that a man should not live on a woman's earnings. Raju retorts by saying that she is under a misunderstanding, that she has become a star on her own. And this was Raju's efforts which has helped her a lot in becoming a star. Then later Rosie learns of the forgery release. Raju is convicted of forgery, resulting in a 2-year sentence. Rosie does not understand why Raju indulged in forgery. It was not money. It was the loving fascination for Rosie which urged Raju not to reveal Marco's visit to Rosie so that she doesn't remember him again, and to eliminate the probability of Rosie and Marco's togetherness, if at all there was any little chance even. On the day of his release, his mother and Rosie come to pick him up, but they are told that he was released 6 months ago because of his good behavior. Upon his release, Raju wanders alone. Despair, poverty, rags, hunger, loneliness engulf him until he finds a wandering group of sadhus, holy men, with whom he spends a night at a derelict temple in a small town. He sleeps and one of the itinerant holy men places a shawl upon him while he sleeps. The holy men leave. The next morning, a farmer, Bhola finds Raju sleeping under the orange shawl. Bhola thinks Raju is a holy man. Bhola is having a problem with his sister because she refuses to marry. Raju impresses upon the woman the logic in taking a husband and she submits, which convinces Bhola that Raju is a Swami, holy man. Impressed by this, Bhola spreads the news through village. Raju is taken as the holy man for the village. The farmers bring gifts for him and start consulting him with their problems. Raju assumes the role of village holy man, Swamiji, and engages in skirmishes with the local pandits. In telling a childhood story, Raju speaks of a holy man whose 12-day fast resulted in gods bringing rain to end a drought. Udharan Chinna. A drought and ensuing famine hit the region hard. Through miscommunication of a village fool, Raju's Swamiji words are interpreted by villagers that he will fast for 12 days to end the drought. He finds himself trapped by villagers' belief. At first Raju opposes the idea, going as far as telling Bhola that he is just a human like any one of them, and even worse, a convict who has undergone trial and served a jail sentence over a woman. But even the confession was not enough for the villagers to give up on their belief. Who quote the story of dacoit Ratnakar who became Valmiki. He reluctantly begins the fast, although he does not believe that there is any relation between a man's hunger and rain. With the fast, Raju undergoes a spiritual transformation. As the fast goes on, his fame spreads. People by the thousands come to see him and take his blessings. An American journalist asks him whether he truly believes that his fast would bring rain. He smiles and says, "These people have faith in me, and I have faith in their faith." Upon hearing his fame, Rosie pays him a visit. So does his mother and his friend Gaffoor, who is Muslim. Bhola does not allow him to enter the temple on the grounds that he is of a different religion. Raju comes out and asks Bhola what is his religion. He tells Bhola that humanity, love and helping the others is his religion. Then Bhola begs excuse and sees them hugging each other sentimentally and his eyes becomes wet. Raju understands that he now has everything he has lost a long time back. His health starts falling, and he thinks about the meaning of his life. On one side there is Rosie, his mother, and a chance to get back to his past life, and on the other side there is a noble cause, to fast and hope for the rain. He gets enlightened by the concept that his past sins are washed away by his anguish, and the guide, Raju, he knew has died. And now the only thing that remains is the spiritual Raju, which is indestructible. He is reconciled with his mother, Rosie, and the driver during his ordeal. He transcends this life. Amidst thunderclap and heavy downpour, his soul departs this earth while the crowd rejoices and his beloveds cry. The climax also teaches the Bhagavad Gita's principles. Man does not die, it is only body which dies. Soul remains forever. Udharan Chinna Udharan.